building today as Hastings High School graduates. The first part of our lives is coming to an end. We face challenges and downfalls, but always persevered. Our class has been through a lot together. We were the first fifth graders to be integrated into the middle school. For the first time, we had our very own lockers that we could decorate. Of course, no locker was complete without a mini chandelier. Being middle schoolers, we now had the chance to go to the YMCA dances, where we partied with pixie sticks and Capri Sun. Those were the days when we didn't have to worry about college or having a job. All we had to worry about was our changing bodies. Yikes. 4 years later came high school. The most exciting change for me was the fact that I would never again have to look at those ugly black and white floors in the middle school. I will admit, the thought of becoming a freshman was a little intimidating. In all the movies I've seen, the freshmen are always getting pushed around. Surprisingly, high school turned out to be a very welcoming place. Instead of getting shoved into lockers by the seniors, we received friendly smiles and waves. As high schoolers, we had opportunities to join clubs, sports, musicals, and many more activities. It was overwhelming. Thankfully, we had the help from our enthusiastic link crew leaders who guided us through all the chaos and confusion of this new, fast-paced environment. Throughout high school, we discovered ourselves. We know who we are now, and we are ready to enter the world as adults. Some of you have been waiting for this moment since the first day of freshman year, and you are counting down the minutes until you get the chance to walk across this stage and move your tassel to the left. Others might be savoring every second they have left here, holding on to the last few moments as a high schooler before they have to be a responsible adult. Think about that. We are about to be adults. Where did the time go? I remember the first day of preschool, afraid to leave my mom's side. I remember watching the clock in middle school, waiting for the bell to ring, and thinking, if this class period feels like forever, then how am I ever going to make it to graduation? How is it that time can stretch out for so long, but only feel like a few seconds in the end? I understand now why parents say, they grow up so fast, or why others say, life is short. We are already a fifth of the way through our lives. We have 4/5 left to make a difference. Right from the start of high school, we were taught all about kindness and respect at the 9th grade respect retreat. There, we were reminded of the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. I'm sure we've all heard that a million times. But really, take a moment to think about it. It is 100% free to spread kindness and respect others. And you can start in your own community. Volunteer, donate to charity, help a friend move, clean up the park, recycle. Little things matter. Simply giving someone a compliment to encourage a smile will make the world a happier place. Never think that you, just one person, can't make a difference, because one person is all it takes. We all have the ability to change the world for the better. Desmond Tutu, a South African Anglican cleric and human rights activist, once said, "Do your little bit of good where you are." It's those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world. As you leave this building today, as the graduating senior class of Hastings High School 2019, I ask you, who do you want to be? How do you want to be remembered? Go into the rest of your life thinking about how you can make a difference. Thank you.
Allison Amy is the daughter of Anna and Douglas Amy. She grew up alongside her older brother Andrew, who graduated from Hastings High School in 2015. Andrew is currently attending Iowa State University and pursuing a degree in civil engineering. Allison put much of her focus on music throughout high school. She lettered in band for her sophomore year and has proceeded to grow as a musician through wind ensemble. She was a section leader for 2 of the 4 years she was in marching band, becoming a role model for her fellow peers. She joined the backup band for show choir her junior year and continued through her senior year. Her proudest accomplishment as a musician is being accepted into the prestigious University of Minnesota Honor Band, playing alongside high school students from Minnesota and surrounding states. Next year, Allison will be attending the University of Wisconsin River Falls to study psychology and journalism. She is grateful for everyone who supported and encouraged her throughout high school and stood by her through both good times and bad. She would like to thank her parents and her teachers who guided her through her first 18 years. She also would like to give a shout out to her friends who have become a part of her family and have made these last few years of Hastings High School memorable. Let's have another round of applause for Allison Amy. My name is Mike Johnson, and I'm very proud to be the principal at this fine school. Hastings High School has been graduating seniors since the first commencement in 1871, when 7 students graduated. Tonight, we have 370 students participating in the commencement as the class of 2019. While this is a time of celebration, I ask that we join together for a moment of silence. Tonight, this graduation ceremony is dedicated to the memory of Harlan Hacken and Joe Seeger, members of the class of 2019. Please join me in a moment of silence as we think about Harlan, Joe, and those family, friends, and loved ones who are not with us today. Thank you. Leading in the class of 2019, we have retiring Hastings High School vocal music teacher Kathleen Hansen. A full biography is available for you in the program. Please let me introduce her to you. Kathleen Hansen, please stand and face the graduates. Kathleen was born in Candu, North Dakota, into a family that valued hard work, music, and education. Kathleen learned as many skills as a farmer and rancher as she did as a musician. Kathleen received a Bachelor of Science degree from Morehead State University in vocal music education. During her college years, Kathleen sang professionally and continued her education, earning a Master's of Music degree from the University of Northern Colorado. Kathleen taught at Park Rapids and Chisago Lakes High School before arriving in Hastings in 2001. During that time, she helped build one of the finest music programs in the state of Minnesota, with her passion being the vocal jazz ensemble. Kathleen's husband, John, has been very involved with the Hastings Music Program as a percussion and drum specialist. Retirement for Kathleen means more time with John and travel to see their daughters and extended family. Let's give a well-deserved round of applause to Kathleen, who begins her retirement right now. Congratulations, Kathleen. Our Superintendent of Schools will come to the podium for the presentation of our graduates with highest honors. Would our 10 graduates with highest honors and a perfect 4.0 grade point average please line up at the side of the stage, and please welcome our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Tim Collins.
Please hold your applause as I go through all 10 outstanding students who have a 4.0. Kelsey Baker, Kathleen Blissenbach, Alexis Edmondson, Claudia Ketchum, Noah Coleman, Allison Larson, Brooke Lilly, Julia Morrison, Brian Nielsen, and Abby Siebenaller. Congratulations to 4.0, and thank you, parents. You may be seated. With the students now with high honors, which is a 3.935 or better for over 4 years, line up to my right. Allison Brantner, Drew Davis, Austin DeBoom, Alexandra Dowdy, Isaac Flynn, Hannah Hubbard, Chloe Casel, Aaron Corin, Nicole Lilly, Megan Matson, Olivia Sack, Wei Shang, Deanna Small, Callista Spurgeon. Congratulations to our students of 3.935 or better over 4 years, and to their parents. You may be seated, and with the students with high honors, which is a 3.867 over 4 years, please stand to my right. Elizabeth Barker. Megan Beck. Jack Beisel. Danielle Clifford. Jenna Dale. Rose Deschler. Nathan Duclos. Madison Ficker. Claire Glade. Kaylee Greeno. Savannah Henderson. Eric Howd. Libby Judge. Emily Meyer. Alexander O'Connor. Hannah Peterson. Grace Wergler. And a round of applause for all of our students with a 3.867 or better. Congratulations, and you may be seated.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. Would the Select Chorale please come forward at this time? The Select Chorale will be performing 2 songs under the direction of Mr. Luke Warren. Please welcome the Hastings High School Select Chorale.
Come
Thank you, Mr. Warren and the select chorale. Would our foreign exchange students please line up at the side of the stage? We are very pleased to have three incredible foreign exchange students with us this year in Hastings. Our first foreign exchange student, please welcome Lucas Plummer. Lucas is from Germany and stayed in Hastings with Elizabeth and Todd Matzke. Next year, Lucas will go back to Germany for 2 more years of high school, and after high school, he wishes to attend college. Next, please welcome Alice Casca. Alice is from Poland and stayed with Brenda and Steve Van Vossen. Next year, Alice will attend a specialized high school for students looking to enter the medical field. After high school, Alice hopes to attend medical school. Our final foreign exchange student had to go back home to Morocco, so we gave her award at graduation practice last Friday, but I'd like to share her name with you. Her name is Sarah Tutu. She's from Morocco, and she stayed in Hastings with Ann and Tim Melsmoen. Next year, and she's already returned to Morocco, she will be a junior in high school, and after high school, she plans to attend college someplace in Europe. It's always a blessing to have foreign exchange students. They bring so much to our school. Let's give them a well-deserved round of applause. Thank you so much. Along with Allison Amy, we have 3 students to provide commencement speeches on behalf of the class of 2019. Our first speaker is Kathleen Blissenbach. Kathleen Blissenbach is the daughter of Peter and Renee Blissenbach. She is the youngest of 7 children and is also the 7th child to graduate from Hastings High School. She was often referred to by her teachers as the last of the Blissenbachs. She is grateful to her teachers for sticking it out with her and her whole clan. In her time at Hastings High School, she was involved in fine arts, participating in several theatrical productions. singing in both the choir and show choirs and playing her cello in the orchestra, becoming a section leader her junior year. Her love for the Spanish language led her to the Spanish Honor Society. She later became co-president of the organization. She was co-editor-in-chief of the Hastings Raider Digest her senior year after having participated since her freshman year. Driven by a need to help others, she feels privileged to have been a link crew leader for the past 2 years, as well as being a member of the National Honor Society and a Writing Center coach. In the world of academics, she has taken several honors and AP courses, enjoying going deeper into depth for the sake of learning more. In AP statistics, her team was declared victorious in mathball 3 times. She played as a defensive lineman for the class of 2019's Powder Puff football team her junior and senior year. This past year, she joined the Ultimate Frisbee team, and while her flick may still need some work, she has enjoyed spending more time outside. Next year, she will be attending St. Mary's University in Winona, the same school as her older sister, Debbie. She will be pursuing a double major in biology and Spanish with hopes of entering the medical field later on. She plans on continuing in the fine arts through the university's improv team, choir, and orchestra. She would like to give a massive thank you to her family, friends, and teachers, without whom she would not have gotten this far. Please welcome Kathleen Blissenbach.
Why do we fall? So we can learn to pick ourselves back up. Alfred the Butler said that in the origin story of the so-called Dark Knight. The one and only caped crusader himself. That's right, you guessed it, Batman. Now, as much as I would love to talk about Batman for the next 5 minutes or so, instead, we are going to talk about a different superhero, or group of superheroes in this case, the class of 2019. I know what you're thinking. How could a bunch of soon-to-be high school graduates compare to the awesome power of a superhero team, such as that of the Avengers or the X-Men? But, much like a superhero team, we have faced challenges, endured hardships, shared laughs, and, as evidenced by your presence here today, conquered. Some of you may not know this, but the first Iron Man movie came out when we were about 8 or so. And, as many of you do know, the Marvel Cinematic Universe released Avengers Endgame earlier this year. But don't worry, this speech is 100% spoiler-free. We have grown up with superheroes, from the origin story to the endgame. And like any great group of superheroes, the class of 2019 also has its origin story. Our story began on Tuesday, September 8th, 2015. We entered the shining glass doors as freshmen, our hearts brimming with anticipation and, admittedly, a little bit of anxiety. We were like Steve Rogers, entering the Army base before taking the super soldier serum that would transform him into Captain America. Suddenly, a rowdy bunch of upperclassmen in gray shirts herded us into the gymnasium, where we were given our mission by a bald man. Granted, Mr. Smallage is not exactly Professor X, the telepathic leader of the X-Men, but he still managed to empower us that day. He implored us to invest our time at Hastings High School. He said that we could be bystanders and simply coast through high school. Or we could be active in our high school experience, making the most out of each day. We quickly decided that we would be the latter. We faced many challenges together that year. Pow! We knocked out our first set of finals. Zap! We made it through our first semester of high school gym. And bam! We survived the daily toil that was, and is, the high school cafeteria. Just barely, though. As the years progressed, we not only harnessed our powers, but also learned valuable lessons. One of the most valuable lessons we learned was to try something, even though it means we might fail. Everyone has their own greatest strength. For some, it is a ferocity on the field or the courts. For others, the ability to slay the stage. And others still, acing academics. Nevertheless, we all had moments where we faltered. There were moments where we felt like throwing in the towel because all odds seemed against us. We were like Iron Man, up against an entire alien army. We could not possibly face this challenge alone. But as our teachers, the Nick Furies of our universe, encouraged and urged us to try new things and give our all despite the fear of failure, we used our missteps as learning experiences. We picked ourselves up, becoming even stronger than before. Got a bad score on a test? We studied harder for the next time. Fumbled with the ball or our choreography? We pushed through until we understood, keeping our head in the game all the while. We have been knocked down only to pop back up as if to say, I could do this all day. Iron Man once said, heroes are made by the path they choose, not the powers they are graced with. So, as we mighty heroes set out into the unknown, I hope we choose to keep trying despite the fear of failure. I hope that we continue to learn from our mistakes. I hope most of all that we have no regrets. The important thing to remember is that a misstep is not the end. Think about Iron Man creating his suit. Do you think that his first few suits did not have issues? Of course they did, but he kept going. He fixed his mistakes. He picked himself up after falling down and accidentally blowing up his lab. Nothing is ever perfect the first time, but we have to keep going, not just to conquer or even to achieve perfection, but to better ourselves. With each experience, as a particular history teacher said before every test, feel the weight of your knowledge grow as you are now one step closer to becoming an educated pillar of society. Class of 2019. This may be the end game for high school, but we are still in the origin story of our lives. Do you have some regrets from high school? Don't fixate on them. Instead, fix them for the future. You are ultimately in control of the power you have within yourself. And with that power comes great responsibility. We are on the precipice of greatness, and if we face our problems with that same audacity we use on the field, on the stage, and in the classroom, we will create a better world. I will end with a quote from Martian Manhunter, an alien superhero from the DC universe. The future is worth it. All the pain, all the tears, the future is worth a fight. Class of 2019, continue to fight for your future, and congratulations on closing this chapter of your life. Thank you for the past 4 years. And one last time, have a great rest of your day, Raiders. Go get 'em out there.
Thank you, Kathleen. Deanna Small is our next speaker. Deanna is the youngest child of Pam and Rory Small. Her mom, Pam, works as the head veterinary technician at Town and Country Vet in town. Her dad, Rory, works as an account manager at J.B. Hunt. Deanna also has two older siblings. Her older brother, Mitchell, recently graduated from Minnesota State University Moorhead with a BA in criminal justice. Her older sister is working as a customized employment specialist and helps disabled adults find jobs. Her sister is also majoring in microbiology at the University of Minnesota. Deanna was involved in many activities at Hastings High School. She held leadership positions as co-president of the French Honor Society, editor-in-chief of the Raider Digest, and in youth and government as the appointed press secretary for Sanford House at the 2019 Model Assembly. She has also helped mentor students as a writing coach and a link crew leader. She has enjoyed being a part of many other groups at high school, such as the National Honor Society and Knowledge Bowl. Outside of school, Deanna is completing her 13th year of dance at Jan's School of Dance. She has competed and performed multiple dance styles, including jazz, lyrical, hip-hop, contemporary, and ballet. She looks forward to going to her studio's national competition next week in Wisconsin Dells. Deanna would like to thank all of her fellow dancers for being an amazing team the last 13 years. Deanna will be attending the University of Minnesota Morris in the fall and plans to major in history and secondary education. She has loved getting to learn from so many incredible teachers here at Hastings High School. She wants to become an educator who is hopefully as good as they are. She plans to stay just as busy in college as she was in high school and looks forward to joining new clubs and activities. She looks forward to learning as much as she can, and she can't wait to start the next phase of her life. Please welcome Deanna Small.
I spy with my little eye something blue. All of us, at one point in time, have sat in a car, moving towards a destination, playing games, to try and make our trip go as quickly as possible. A road trip can be seen as an adventure or a form of torture, depending how you spend it. And all of us have been on road trips we've loved and hated. Long trips to see family, college visits, and school trips, to name a few. My fellow classmates, whether we've realized it or not, we are all on a road trip right now. I know we're not in a car, but we are currently on the longest trip we will ever take, our lives. Throughout our childhood, this journey has been fairly simple. Most of the time, we got to sit back and let others take control of the wheel, only stepping in when we really needed or wanted to. Essentially, we've gotten to tag team drive our journeys. We have had parents, teachers, and coaches who were always there to help guide us. They were able to step in whenever we felt nervous, lost, or unsure if we could keep going. When we saw unfamiliar paths, they were there to help navigate them. When we simply wanted a friendly face on the road, they were there to travel beside us. However, we, the class of 2019, are beginning our first solo journey. Whatever our paths ahead contain, we will have to face it alone. As we enter this next stage of our lives, we have to take on more responsibility for ourselves and the choices we make. Our parents cannot steer the car for us. We have to decide what roads to take. There is no passenger to navigate. There is no second driver. It is only us and the wide open road ahead. There is nothing more thrilling and more terrifying than this. I remind you all of this
not to make you lonely or afraid to move forward. I'm telling you this because we have to be careful on our journey. When the trip seems long and unending, it is easy to get caught up in the final destination. In our high school careers, many of us had our eyes set on a singular goal: going to college, starting our careers, or even serving in the military. And as we head down these paths, new goals will quickly approach. Before we know it, our focus will be on getting a job in our respective fields, receiving a promotion, and establishing ourselves in our new independent lives with efficiency and speed. And it's easy to continue life in this way. We can move forward, only thinking of the next goal. We can give ourselves a simple itinerary of job, house, money, retirement. After all, these are many of the goals and milestones we will have. But the truth is, this is not the way to approach our journey. I want to ask you, my fellow classmates, to slow down your road trip in life. There are plenty of straightforward, high-speed freeways you can take. You will reach your destination, and you will reach it efficiently, but I can promise you the journey will not be nearly as enjoyable. The days and weeks we remember from high school are not the ones we merely drudged through. We will never fondly recall the days we spent zoned out, only moving from school to activities, to jobs, to homework, to sleep. The days we remember are the ones that took us on detours from our normal schedules. We remember days spent on field trips. We laugh at inside jokes created in classes we loved. We remember going to friends' houses to work on projects, and probably to procrastinate too much. We remember these brief respites from our days because those are what made our journeys to this moment, our graduation, worth it. If all you do is take freeways, you will never see more than pavement. The memories come from the back roads, the scenic route. When you reach your final destination, the memories you'll share will not be of hundreds of miles spent moving in one straight line down the freeway. The memories you'll share will be the small town diner you ate at, the picture you took at the world's largest ball of twine, and the odd gas station you had to stop at in the middle of the night. These are the moments that make getting to the destination fun. I look out at all of you sitting in front of me, and I know that all of us are going to have incredible journeys and even more spectacular destinations. I also know that many of us are apprehensive of the road ahead. And while I cannot tell you it will be easy or perfect, I can promise you, class of 2019, one thing: it will all be worth it if you take the detours. Thank you.
Thank you, Deanna. Our next speaker is Trevor Zine. Trevor Zine is the middle child of Steve and Angela Zine. He has an older sister, Victoria, and a younger brother, Vincent. In school, he was involved in student council, peer helpers, show choir, drama club, and the Echo. Some of his favorite memories throughout high school were during the long bus rides to show choir competitions and spending time with the boys. When he is not with friends or watching YouTube, he is working at your local Subway restaurant where he has been for the past 5 years. He has found pride in the performing arts at our school and has been involved in 11 of 12 theater productions during his high school career. Trevor has been performing with the school's top show choir over the past 2 years, winning national awards both years. Trevor is also heavily involved in the Boy Scouts, and tomorrow he leaves for the summer to work at Tomahawk Scout Reservation in Rice Lake, Wisconsin. This fall, he plans to study manufacturing engineering at the University of Wisconsin-Stout. Now, certainly not least, but most always last, Trevor Zine.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming. Thank you, parents. Thank you, teachers. And most importantly, thank you, class of 2019, for being here. Otherwise, this speech would be quite strange in front of a bunch of empty chairs. We have all done so much work to be here right now. Let's give it up for us. Now, as I speak to you today, I am not going to be the one giving you the classic commencement speech, telling the parable about the old man and the starfish, saying how it mattered to this one and how we have so much potential in the future. I am not saying that we do not have potential. I feel like our class has a lot of potential in these years to come, but we should not get too far ahead of ourselves. In school, we have heard about college. We have heard about life after high school, and a lot of us have been scared. But what I'm going to tell you today is that you do not have to worry at all. Life is a joke. That is a blunt statement, but I say life is a joke because, like a joke, you should not take things so seriously. After we are done here today, we all have a lot to take on, and you may think that everything you're doing now is going to somehow ripple and snowball into some catastrophic failure in the future. Now, your butterfly effect train of thought could be real, but it could also not be, because in this world, there are a ton of things that we cannot control. For me, senior year hit me like a truck. Well, more like a car. I say this because I missed the first day of school for the reason that I was hit by a car. I could have been the kid who sulked at home and said, "Man, I'm missing the first day of senior year. This whole year is going to suck for me. I am not going to have any idea what is going on." But I didn't. I went to school on the second day, hobbling around with my cane, and I joked about it. I took a pretty tragic thing that happened to me and said, "Hey, you know what? Let's joke about this." Many people made jokes alongside me, calling me old man when I used my cane. And because of the jokes that were made, I have been bringing up getting hit by a car as if it were nothing. Because in reality, I'm walking on both legs perfectly fine. All that's left from it is a couple of bruises and scars, but that's all. I can joke about how I was hit by the car till the day I die. Hopefully, not by another car. There are a ton of things that we will get hit with in our time out of this building. Failing tests, dropping out, not getting hired, getting fired, losing the guy or girl of your dreams. Don't give up. I know it sounds cliche to say, don't give up, but if you do, then you're letting the universe win. And that is something that I would not want to have on my resume. I let the universe win. It is really hard coming back from something like that. Jim Carrey, a small comedian, you may have heard of him, in his 2014 commencement speech to the Maharishi University of Management in Fairview, Iowa, he told the story of what he learned from his father. His father wanted to be a comedian, like Carrey is now. He wanted to make people happy for a living, but instead took the safe route, getting a safe job of being an accountant. After investing years in this safe job, he was let go from it. The advice that his father told Carrey after he was let go was that you can fail at what you don't want, so you may as well take a chance at doing what you love. This prompted Carrey to pursue comedy and doing what he loves, therefore feeling more successful in that than he could possibly imagine. Now, after saying all this, I am not saying that I have all the answers. Even after today, I still have no clue where my life is headed once I walk out of here. After today, some of you are going to work. Some of you are going to take a break. Some of you are already enlisted in the military or enrolled in college, and you might transfer. You don't really know what you're going to do, and that's okay. There are a ton of things in this world that we can do to take that serious, safe route. But what I want to say in my final words is that you should get off that route, joke around a bit, and do what you really want. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2019.
Thank you, Trevor. Congratulations, seniors, and on behalf of the entire school district, thank you for your contributions to our school and community. You've made a mark on this school. To the family and friends here tonight, have faith in this graduating class. There are students here that want to change the world, not for themselves, but for other people. They are curious, interested in the world around them, and again, want to stay so well connected with each other. In this class, it's just as respected to want to be a welder or an electrician as it is to be a scientist, teacher, or a soldier. Don't forget about each other, and you've shown that throughout your entire high school career. You don't leave anyone behind. Believe in yourself, and indeed, you can change the world. So each year as principal, I'm fortunate enough to share the values of our school and remind you of what our school and staff are all about. So I hope you hang on to these, and for the last time, here it goes. So tonight we know the class of 2019 will go in many different directions to further your educational and personal experiences. For some of you, it will be difficult to leave Hastings and move away from family and friends. But as you leave tonight, remember your classmates and family who continue to influence you even though they're not with you. Remember to believe in yourself and to do what's right. Remember to stick up for those less fortunate than you. Remember to serve others more than you expect others to serve you. As you learn and grow in many places far away from Hastings, as you succeed and fail, remember to come back, raise your families here, and make Hastings an even finer community in which to live and learn. Superintendent Collins and the Board of Education, the class of 2019 has met the requirements which have been established by you and the state of Minnesota. To Scott Gergen, Chair of the Board of Education for District 200, I present the class of 2019. Speaking on behalf of the school board is Chair Scott Gergen. Scott has served on the school board for 6 years. Please welcome Scott Gergen.
As Mike mentioned, my name is Scott Gergen, and in my role as school board chairperson, I have the honor of addressing the Hastings High School class of 2019 on behalf of the entire school board. At this time, let me introduce my fellow school board members. Joe Becker, Peter Lissenbach, Lisa Hedin, Dave Pemble, Russ Roloff, and Kelsey Waits. Tonight, I believe I'll follow former President Franklin Delano Roosevelt's advice. Be sincere, be brief, be seated. The room is full tonight with your friends and relatives, and every person here is proud of you, of your accomplishments, and the goals you have reached. They should be, because to graduate, you have to meet high academic standards. You have done so with the help of very talented and dedicated teachers and staff. They challenged you, perhaps more than you would have preferred at times. I hope you've had a loving and supportive friends and family to help you be successful. Maybe someone gave you a ride to school and events, helped you study for a test, vacated a room, or maybe the whole house, while you practiced new music, cheered you on during a sporting event, or listened when you needed someone to understand. Seniors, please stand and join me in thanking all of your teachers, all of the staff, your family, and your friends in helping you reach this milestone. Thank you. Whatever your next step is and wherever it may lead you, please know that you will always be a Raider and you will always have a place in Hastings. Congratulations.
Thank you, Scott. Will Junior Class President Olivia Van Vossen and Junior Class Vice President Amy Roach please bring the class forward? The audience is requested to hold their applause until all graduates have received their diplomas, and also please remain seated until the names of all the graduates have been read by Hastings High School teacher, Mr. David Russell Larson. To the class of 2019, wow. The ever-popular Mr. David Russell Larson. To the class of 2019, it's been my privilege to serve you as your principal on behalf of all of our staff. We are proud of you. Good luck in the future. We're not going to forget you. It's time to come and get your diplomas.
All right, let's do it. Sierra Aarons. Allison Amy. Carson Anderson. Corianda Anderson. Jenna Anderson. Lance Anderson. Ian Andersack. Jet Appert. Corey Arnson. Nolan Aschenbrenner. Cody Asher. Michaela Babcock. Jada Bard. Kelsey Baker. Anthony Balsamo. Elizabeth Barker. Augustine Bauer. Brooke Bauer. Ellie Bauer. Megan Beck. Charles Becker. Jack Beisel. Samantha Benson. Olivia Berzinski. Emily Beyer. Andrea Bying. Carter Biermeyer. Jacob Biermeyer. Caitlin Blado. Kathleen Blissenbach. Megan Bakke. Justin Bowe. Logan Bugrin. Dylan Borash. Ariana Boston. Caleb Bowker. Grace Boyd. Allison Brentner. Stephanie Braun. Addie Buck. Grace Budock. Desmond Bowie. Caleb Cahill. Joshua Callahan Steinable. Julia Caniff. Lydia Sarda. Brahman Cardona. Joseph Carlson. Madison Caroon. Brooke Cartwright. Sydney Cater. Cole Cavane. Luke Chamberlain. Emily Clemens. Danielle Clifford. Wyatt Cole. Jenna Conley. David Connor. Nolan Conzemius. Isabel Cook. Dawson Copley. Jenna Dale. Sydney Danielson. Drew Davis. Jessica Davison. Austin DeBoom. Charisma Denning. Rose Deschler. Michaela Deutsch. Olivia Dick. Franklin Dickey. Kayleen Dindorf. Kaylin Dose. Alexandra Dowdy. Nathan Duclos. Ryan Durkop. Isabella Durand. Alexis Edmondson. Lindsay Elistad. Elizabeth Ellsworth. Abby Endress. Nicholas Endress. Jenna Erickson. Jesus Estrada. Levi Evans. Joseph Phantom. Abigail Furco. Madison Ficker. Catherine Fieros. Isaac Flynn. Nicholas Foster. Hayden Fraley. Faith Frank. Travis Frias. William Froling. Nicole Gabrelsic. Natasha Gergen. Claire Glade. Kaylee Greeno. Allison Greenslade. Anna Gunn. Isaiah Hagee. Cheyenne Hagstrom. Parker Hansen. Haley Hawiller. Jesse Henderson. Savannah Henderson. Elizabeth Henricks. Ronnie Hepner. Keegan Herbeck. Margarita Hare. Megan L. Hill. Megan D. Hill. Addison Hoffman. Taylor Hoffmeister. Brendan Holm. Eric Howd. Hannah Hubbard. Tessa Hubley. Nathan Hipsch. Zachary Huffman. Jacob Hulse. Julia Human. Anthony Hummel. Ayana Ingram. Lauren Jackson. Lauren Jelly. Lauren Jimenez. Morgan Jimenez. Chase Johnson. Jacob Johnson. Lainey Johnson. Parker Johnson. Kyle Jones. Noah Jones. Travarius Jones. Zachary Jorgensen. Libby Judge. Madeline Junker. Elena Kazel. Chloe Kazel. Quinn Kazel. Brendan Kavitz. Hannah Kasbersak. Hunter Kasbersak. Benjamin Caborn. Samuel Kelly. Paul Kendall. Claudia Ketchum. Alana Keelis. Sydney Kilfoyle. Alexa Kimmis. Kevin Glazowski. Brendan Clem. Leah Knoll. Caitlin Kokler. Matthew Kohler. Carson Conradi. Aaron Corin. Daniel Kranz. Noah Coleman. Grace Langenfeld. Olivia Langsworthy. Allison Larson. Mariah Latiff. William Levin. Taylor Lee. Katrina Lefebvre. Corbin LaFlay. Lauren Liefeld. Sullivan Levis. Curtis Lewison. Brooke Lilly. Nicole Lilly. Anna Lindner. Logan Litchke. Ia Lone Elk. Sierra Lawrence. Lacey Lundholm. Aubrey Maher. Isabella Martineau. Megan Matson. Marissa McCollum. Diego McNamara. Joseph McNamara. Lauren McQuaid. Taylor Merritt. Emily Meyer. Austin Miller. Autumn Miller. Brady Miller. Jackson Miller. Jesse Mimbach. Wade Mitchell. Jose Morales Vivas. Margaret Moran. Jacob Morgan. Bradley Morgan. Elise Morris. Julia Morrison. Mason Murphy. Tasai Murray. Jimmy Myers. Matthew Myers. Megan Myers. Maria Navarro Cedillo. Brian Neisen. Colin Nicious. Michael Nelson. Sydney Nelson. Zachary Nelson. Corbin Nestingen. Maya Nikolai. Brian Nielsen. Kyle Nuggle. Devin Noring. Alexander O'Connor. Austin Oakes. Abigail Oman. Brooke Olson. Haley Olson. Jack Olson. Riley Olson. Laura Orris. Fatima Osman. Brett Pockle. Bryce Pash. Catherine Piney. Godswill Pepple. Chloe Perez. Jenny Perez. Cole Peters. Jerome Peters. Abigail Peterson. Hannah Peterson. Trey Petrich. Adam Path. Derek Pienka. Jose Plasencia. Gregory Pollard. Selena Pond. Rachel Prejean. Benjamin Pryor. Mackenzie Putnam. Isaac Rebay. Sarah Redke. Sydney Redke. Nicholas Retkin. Devin Ridding. Gabrielle Reese. Aaron Ryan. Morgan Renardi. Travis Reinflesch. Cora Reuter. Haley Roper. Marin Rose. Cassidy Rossing. Garrett Rother. Thomas Rowan. Evan Ruman. Leah Ruthenbeck. Olivia Sack. Jack Sadowski. Charles Savage. Ashton Shappa. James Shar. Matthew Schlottman. Sawyer Schmidt. Matthew Schmuggy. Jacob Schultz. Alexander Swike. Darren Scott. Jordan Seeger. Logan Subert. Catherine Saris. Wei Sheng. Jacob Shimoda. Caitlin Shingledecker. Natalie Schaffner. Katie Sjogren. Abby Siebenaller. Megan Siebenaller. Joseph Seward. Kayla Simasek. Ashley Scove. Shannon Slatterly. Deanna Small. Wesley Snedeker. Lauren Sneen. Andrew Sonnenberg. Anna Spindler. Callista Spurgeon. Joseph Stocks. Justin Stoffel. Benjamin Streeter. Mackenzie Stricker. John Sullivan. Joseph Swanson. Logan Swanson. Jacob Talley. Carter Teagarden. Dylan Tennyson. Ying Shong Tao. Maxwell Tome. Amar Thomas. Amanda Thompson. Megan Tejan. Luke Trapp. Molly Tribe. Sydney Tronier. Alexi True. Maximus Tverberg. Anna Van Hatten. Zoe Van Hatten. Brittany Vang. Auden Verveer. Cedric Vichyra. Connor Vernig. Caitlin Wagner. Obse Wako. Caitlin Waldron. Zechariah Wallace. Mason Werner. Kai Waterhouse. Austin Weeks. Nicholas Weiland. Kira Welshans. Benjamin Wensler. Isaac Westman. Austin Whips. Kayla White. Sharice White. Anna Williams. Robin Williams. Joshua Wilson. Lyndon Wilson. Mackenzie Wilson. Anthony Winkle. Nigel Winstead. Sly Wiseman. Samuel Witt. Devin Wolgamuth. Louis Wallers. Sydney Woodward. Grace Wergler. Trevor Zion.
All right. Congratulations, class of 2019. Let's get our cameras, phones ready. We want to get a picture of this tossing of the caps. Trevor's going to sit down. On behalf of everyone, congratulations, class of 2019. You're going to toss your caps on 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Thank you for coming, everyone. Congratulations. Our commencement is over.